Good afternoon, traders. Thursday, the 17th of November, getting closer to Thanksgiving, folks. Um, so, in my previous video, we talked about this. We talked about the markets consolidating and maybe rolling down, and lo and behold, this turned into a classic trading session. And it pretty much confirms a lot of what my individual analysis and studies have proven over time in terms of price, the relevance of the moving averages and the pivots. And today is a classic example. I'm going to show you. I have a separate daily chart up here to the right. I want you to take a look at this. And in my previous videos, I talked about gaps. It works both ways. And let me see if I can get this. So we got one this morning, big time, and came right down overnight. They just rolled them over and they stopped right here. And you pretty much, they kind of hung down there for a while this morning. And I think they were working a crowd. It's a huge area. It's a big deal. And that's why I brought it up. For at least for now, if this market wants to have any chance of making one more run up, this is obviously your cliffhanger here. But let's take a look at this. You get a double bottom down here around 31,915, give or take. All right. You came up to 30, 34. In fact, my S2 is around 30, so nonetheless, it's a ballpark figure. Every system has it differently. It's all based on high low, but sometimes they utilize the post close, which I don't. I usually use a 315 bell close, but you get movement afterwards, obviously, to get out of positions, and that changes up a little bit, so the numbers are a little off. It all depends. It's a general area at the end of the day, but that's where they fizzed out this morning, and then they came down one more time to get everybody in. And I want you to take a look at this, because the second we held the MAs again, and the second time up, look at that volume surge. Look at that bar. Big boys came in and they rammed it up real fast. They rolled them over. In fact, they got up to 48. And what is 48? That so happens to be S2. So it's area to area to area. This is why I emphasize it. Okay, and you're gonna, and on top of the fact that we still have a gap from here all the way up to 68, which I believe is settlement. Um, and then the picture gets a little more interesting. So I want you to see this too, because you got another one. You got another power surge right before noon, and more often than not, you get rallies around lunchtime, and you always get some type of sell-offs around 1 o'clock. It's just, if you look over time, as much as I've traded this, you'll see that pattern develop so many times. Not every time, but often. You got another power surge right here. Okay, this was the one that got us to balance. Now, I don't know if we're going to come back up and finish that gap, but I want you to take a look at this high and see the importance of this. Look at this, 62, 62. Look at your lows here. All these are your bottoms. Will this be resistance? I mean, it certainly played out right here because they rolled over and now they're testing the downside again. Will they hold on? They're trying their best to hold on. If they can get above 48, they're going to probably start pushing back up. Excuse me. And you'll get the possible gap fill back up to 68. But like I said, gap fills work both ways. And this one is about as great a trade as you'll ever get in the futures or any other market that provides this type of bounce. I mean, it's a huge area, and this is something you should incorporate in your trading if you really want to get some relatively good, decent success with your trades. I mean, these are high probability areas. Yes, you're sitting looking at this area, and obviously you don't want to get in front if this thing gets ugly. And it sat there. It sat there for a while and it tested it. But as long as it's providing a confirmation buy, then you have to take it. And it provided two opportunities. In fact, maybe three off the MA that provided really good scalps. I mean, for the long-term trader or the position trader, which is stuff I try to tend to do, because I'll put a few more contracts on and I'll scale and I'll hold, and then you get the balance. It's more of a game of patience. Obviously, a little extra capital, but it's area MA 39.15, first support, second support, triple bottoms, boom, boom, boom. And now we're just consolidating again. So got a little volume right here. Interesting. And in fact, it probably is trying to set the stage because this is kind of right where this came. These are the bottoms they made, or the bottom they made before, which is around 40. No, 40. Did we get down that low? I guess we did. So gonna have to pay attention what they do in the last hour. I don't know. I don't know if money will come in and slam it again, or will they just kind of consolidate and bring it back up to settlement. So there's your analysis for today. Have a great session, guys. Play the game smart. Take the high probabilities trades.